Good morning.
Hey.
It looks like we're live.
Yeah. I would say we're close enough to live at least. um, Excuse the sounds from the TV in the background and the icon badge, whatever you want to call it. I'm still laying in bed, but hey, I got up to go grab my laptop, all the accoutrements, and here's the funny thing is, I got up twice because I yes, and your milk, and my son's water, but yeah, I don't have my camera. I don't have my camera on. You may like my camera on, but I don't want everyone to see me all slouched in bed right now. Um, so I got up twice because once I brought my laptop to bed, that's when I realized, crap, I need the book to get the prompts out of.
Uh,
So,
I don't know what my hair is doing, y'all, but
your hair is fine. You're
but I've
your
got like
own worst
one.
critic.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh, and in the background right now is Bluey. Bonus points if you can guess the episodes as they come up while we're live.
I don't think it's loud enough to do that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's pretty awesome. My $20 microphone is actually a lot better than I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
I
Why
think
you got your headphones on?
Hi,
I got
Kat.
my headphones on, so then there's not an echo.
Dobby, quit it.
So right now I'm writing up the second prompt. So my parents are coming into town, um, and uh, I won't be live streaming on YouTube, not YouTube, Twitch tomorrow for that reason.
Okay. Well,
So I
the
figured I'll
video
just go
go.
ahead and do the prompt that I was going to do tomorrow today.
Ow.
Yeah. But after Chandra handles Dobby, she discovered a new thing on Windows laptops or Windows computers.
Yeah, this is a life hack. So, hold down the Windows tab button, and it'll pull up another screen. It'll show like all the things that you have open on your all the programs you have open on your desktop. But in the upper left hand corner, it'll give you the option to hit new desktop. And when you click on that, it opens like your same desktop but without whatever you have open on it on the other one. So it like doesn't close anything, but it gives you the option that you can click between these two. And so you can open up a whole new set of stuff without impacting what you already have open, and you don't have to worry about like accidentally pulling up something that you don't intend to screen share. And it like keeps them separate but without closing everything you already have open, and it is so cool. And then if you want to go back between the two, you just hit Windows tab and it pulls everything up again. Ow.
Sometimes, just like if you're, I think that second desktop would be perfect for anyone who's easily distracted on their computer
Mm-hmm.
while writing and they go, I'm gonna write. And it's like, no, 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 create the second desktop, then you can write where the second desktop is purely just for writing. Like you don't have all the tabs to distract you, hopefully.
Yeah, I think that's a really good suggested use. It's very helpful though.
Yeah. Or
Uh,
you can use it as Chandra uses it, which is to not disturb all her tabs that she has open, so it's a like strictly streaming one. Um,
do you see these feeds?
but oh,
He's purring really hard. Apparently, I get to see my dad today. He's texted like at 10:30 last night, letting me know I haven't seen him and my stepmom since Christmas. They've been trying to find a day they could come down. Oh, that's so
oh, that is so lovely and wholesome.
nice! Yay for seeing Dad. Apparently,
I
this is what Bobby needed is just to be held. He's such a weird cat. Like a lot of cats, I feel like they would be like, do not hold me. And he's like, hold me.
Did you know? I've learned a few facts about cats. I'm not gonna turn my camera on. Stop. But cats, the purring, they don't like do that with each other. And the purring, if you analyze the frequency, is at the same level frequency or whatever as as a baby crying, which we're attuned to address when a baby cries because it's like, oh, they need attention. And cats have evolved to hit that same frequency of I need attention. May not be at the same decibel level, but it's the same frequency.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So I've heard that about them, like meowing and stuff, that they don't do that with each other. I thought that they might purr like when they're like with kittens and stuff, like with their mom or the mom with the kittens.
That's a evolution thing, like I said, of
That's interesting.
yeah. There's a what is it called? A movie on Netflix, and it's like all about cats.
I'm gonna have to watch that because I'll be. Hold on one second. Piper's stuck, and I need to let her out.
Okay. What'd you say, Spencer? Chandra is talking to me.
I can't hear me.
Yeah, you can't hear her because I always have my headphones on. What, you want to wear my headphones too so you can hear Chandra talk? Okay, where's my...
Hi, Spencer.
Chandra said hi, Spencer. All right, there you go, buddy. Okay, can you hear? Chandra,
Hi,
say something.
Spencer. How are you?
You went good.
He's so cute.
Oh, he's 5 now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was looking at my old videos a while back, and like just looking at my bloopers and stuff at the beginning of the videos, which is nice because at least I don't have to like scroll all the way to the end. He is in my bloopers so much.
I mean, when we started this, he really wasn't talking that much. Like he would talk a little, but it was like still like the words he uses have changed.
Okay, if you want to wake Zoe up, can I have my headphone back then if you're going downstairs? You know it's not going to work all the way down there. And are you coming back upstairs, or can I start migrating downstairs? Okay. Speaking of talking, he really didn't answer that question. Okay. So, we have... let me go ahead and...
I have our timer ready just whenever. And I got the Halloween pump.
Yay! I've been meaning to change the background, but haven't quite got there yet.
There.
Let's see here. Now I gotta go to comments. I'm gonna paste it into here. Okay. Prompt number 1 is cleaning the attic cleaning the attic brings back memories. Words to include are extravaganza, watershed, cajole, zealous, factor, teal, loosen, whistle, oogle, I mean, like oogle, yeah, I think it's oogle.
Ogle?
Ogle? I don't know, I'm gonna have to look up some of these words. And lemonade. Oh, I've been reading Sleepy Hollow in preparation for the, for the next few, Shiza, what is it called? Few stories, because I got Sleepy Hollow divided up into 2 parts, and I'm almost done recording part 1, and then I gotta edit it, and it's like already over an hour long right now, unedited.
Sleepy Hollow is really, I love that story, and Ogle is like when you're kind of in a almost like leering.
Yeah, it's a staring. Like,
Mhm.
okay, so that's what I was thinking. I just always like to double check. That brings it. You okay, buddy?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay. Um, the uh, God, with Sleepy Hollow, some of the words are so like foreign to me
Mhm.
that I have to look up their pronunciation constantly.
Yeah. You know, though, I feel like with reading older stuff, the first few that you read are really difficult. And then the more you get into it, you're like, you start just reading it normally, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
But when you
I
first start, you're like,
well, I'm trying to stay true to it, and there was this line yesterday. I think I'm gonna see if I can find it because I still got the stuff open. But the
I
word,
can say your name.
yeah, I know, buddy. Um, but the word was, I'm not gonna be able to find it. I ended up changing it to be describe, but the word wasn't describe or something like that. And I
mhm.
was like, I'm putting describe in here because it fits in the sentence, and I don't. And I've already looked up like 20 words in this like last 5 minutes on how to pronounce. I was like, I'm because it was spelled like describe, it just left out a letter or something like that, and it was just I didn't like it, so I changed the word slightly, but whatever. It's public domain.
Hi, cool gamer. How are you? Welcome, welcome.
Hey. Also, I've been signing up to co-host the Worldwide Write-a-thon,
Hmm.
and I'm set up for that, and I'm only doing two.
What date? What's the date of that?
21st through the 22nd. So we will not be doing Flash Fiction Live then.
Yeah, and I've got some other
Or no,
things.
22nd, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I won't be able to.
Participate.
Yeah.
Well, while you got your calendar up, I was talking about my parents being in town.
Hmm.
Uh, can you handle October 15th Flash Fiction Live? Get a co host or something? Or
Yes. Yes, I
cool.
can do that.
Sweet.
That's next weekend, right?
Yep. I'll send you the prompts in an email and be like, if you scroll past this point, you'll ruin the surprise for yourself.
Okay.
This.
That works for me.
Sweet. Not to call you on the spot. Usually I try to talk about that type of stuff off screen in
Meh.
case you have any complications and we got to talk through it.
No, I can't.
You can't make me. All right.
I see it. I can say it.
Yeah, I know you can't see it. It's on your back. Okay. Oh. I feel like there's more things. Dogs, can you stop?
Stop. Stop.
No.
Stop.
Yeah, so I'll probably
Stop.
I may be able to participate in some of the ride-a-thon just like as a
Mhm.
spectator, but I may not be able to. So I didn't want to sign up and then be like, oh gosh, I can't.
Shut later. Mom.
All right.
Come on.
Oh, in other news, if you saw on my Instagram, but one of my stories got placed in my group in NYC Midnight, but I didn't get enough points to go on to the third challenge. It was only in the second challenge I placed, which is kind of cool. I really think the first challenge, because the first challenge was political satire.
Mm-hmm.
The first challenge I should have got somewhere, but I think maybe the people were not as invested in the Johnny Depp and versus Amber Heard trial,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what I was satiring.
Mom.
Yes, Spencer.
there's just so much happening right now. It's really difficult to get to like
Yes.
grasp everything. But I think you're right. I don't think people paid as much attention as you and I did.
Yeah. Like, I know it's you, me, and then one other writing buddy that, like, I was constantly talking to about it. Like, that's it.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I liked my story, I
Mhm.
will say. But hey, here's the thing. I had fun last night and I posted a few of my stories. Nothing from writing the book or write the story. Um, but I posted my a few of my flashes on my website, and I just typed the link in the chat. Backup button. So there's, yeah, I think I did the math. There's 3,226 words of microfictions and three microfictions and three flash fictions to consume.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I really like your website, by the way.
Thank you. I actually got most of my inspiration on the website from uh, Sam L. Nassett. I
Hmm.
always forget if it's an actual N, but her website is pretty good.
Oh, cool.
And
I'll have to check that out.
and then I just kind of worked with what I could do, and I paid somebody, but like the gradient that you see at the top, that's all me. Dude, stop. So I did some things myself, but yeah,
Very cool.
I'm happy with it. And I still got to work on October's newsletter.
Yeah. But I do appreciate your help though with that because I've been working on my website too, not you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That you've been helping me. Anyway, words are hard and I haven't had coffee.
So with
But
that, let's work with words and do the prompt.
what could go wrong?
All right. Yeah. Where else was?
I've got the timer going up now.
You want to talk to Chandra? What? You want me to talk to Chandra? Well, we're about to go silent because we're going to be working. Which, speaking of, I should probably get my Word document open.
Just let me know when you're ready. I'm actually the first order of business for this sprint is just to go pour my cup of coffee because it's
Yes,
brewing.
priorities.
Mm-hmm.
I am pasting the prompt right now in my Word document. I have a few ideas on this, but I kind of want it to flow. I don't know. I want it to be fluid in time.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Eva. How are you? Good morning. We're about to start our first sprint like any minute now.
Hush, Lilo. All right, let's go ahead and start. And probably by the end of this sprint, I'll be moved downstairs and out of bed.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And have a flash written.
We love it. That's a lot of work, by the way.
I know. You just got to pour coffee. I actually got to like fully wake up right now.
Ooh, Cat's meal prepping for this sprint. Hi, Nina. Good morning.
Nice.
We're just about to go. We're about to go for our first sprint. So here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I'm not ready.
I'm not either. What a morning already for me. I didn't start writing until we had like 10 minutes left because when I came downstairs, I discovered one of my dogs, and I know which one did it, had pooped and peed in the basement. So I had to clean that up.
No.
Yeah.
Good
And
morning.
yeah. And I know they were out this morning. Maybe I didn't let them out long enough or something, or I don't know.
If they get distracted and start barking at stuff, they forget some very important things.
Yes, exactly, 100%. They bark at everything and then they forget to go out. So they went out and I cleaned up, woke my daughter up, and my son the whole time is just being Captain Obvious and stuff. And I'm like, dude, not the time. um, and then I came up here and finally started the words, and I'm on the last bit. Like I'm close to 200, and I accomplished like a lot. I'm getting the last word, which for me is watershed.
Do you want to do like 5 more minutes? Can we sneak that in there?
Let's do a quick 5 minutes and to put the final points on it and everything. Apparently everyone else did fine. Cat Leo put her steaks and a roast bagged in the freezer. Got the roast in half to get 2 meals from it. Oh, I love it. And then Nina ate some food and planned some more of the play ideas she's got. Ooh, nice.
Love it. So we're gonna do 5 more minutes. Get some water. Take a quick, whatever. If you need to run away from your computer for a minute, we'll be right back. We're just gonna finish this, and then we will carry on. Let me just share the timer once more.
Jessica got a chapter read in her current read.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
5 minutes isn't enough for another chapter, but who knows?
Yeah, we'll be right back. Okie doke. That was 5 more minutes.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Yeah, I just get.
To you. Just a reminder, though, we were going to share these on screen when we.
Yes, and I plan to put it up.
I was like thinking about it. I was like, don't forget.
Yeah, I was thinking when I was like copying and pasting and stuff like that, I was like, all right, this is happening.
So I wrote 803 words.
Wow, no wonder you needed that time. I wrote 244. But considering that was like 15 minutes worth of work, I'm happy with that.
You had a whole thing this morning.
Yeah, all of it.
I'm really happy with my story. It needs some polishing and some work. But the bones of it are there.
Yeah, I like the story I went with here. So, all right, I'm gonna close that. Where's my what? Oh, I was looking for share screen this whole time and it wasn't there. All right. I have the screen up, and then actually I'm going to take off the banner at this time just to give us more space. It doesn't add that much more space, but we'll go with it. I'm also going to zoom in. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Let's make this big. Hope that helps.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and read Chandra's. Ooh, all right. I remember the night sky so clearly. She was dressed in a teal satin that complemented her honey brown skin. Everyone was looking at her. I wondered if it made her uncomfortable the way some men oogle. Tonight, they were practically leering at her. I glanced around for my mother. The last thing I wanted to be interrupted by. The last thing I wanted was to be interrupted by her shrill, overzealous voice. I had my eyes on my love, the woman of my dreams. My mother didn't seem to matter anymore. It was a Christmas party extravaganza. At least that's what my mother had said. She'd insisted in throwing it at my house because of the foyer. She pronounced it foyer, and the crystal chandelier that hung between the matching curved staircases. She sounded like new money. I was embarrassed. Mother hadn't even tried to cajole me. She simply told me what was going to happen. I listened, but it made me angry. I hadn't guessed that this would factor into my watershed moment. Mother bustled into the room and caught me staring at Amelia, her voice aloud as a whisper. Henry, why are you looking at that girl? She looks positively uncivilized. Mother tapped her fan on her hand as if to emphasize what she was saying. Amelia looked up, her cheeks flushing red. A man stood over her, his fingers poised to loosen the bow in her hair. I seethed inside. Someone else was touching my woman. My mother shamed her, and the man who was responsible was smirking as if it was funny. That's enough. That is enough, Mother. My voice came out much higher than I would have expected. Someone in the crowd snorted a laugh. My cheeks burned red, but did not look for the source of the insult. Calmer. Mother, why don't you begin the dancing? I felt like she really saw me in. Then, she didn't argue. She just nodded curtly. I offered Amelia my arm. She took it. I escorted past the uncouth scoundrel who had accosted her out to the garden. We stopped by the lemonade table. I offered her a glass and told her she looked parched. She was. It was already clear that I knew what was best for her. She didn't see the blow coming. Spilled her drink down the front of her dress. The glass broke on the paving stones.
I hoisted her over my shoulder and carried her up to the attic through the unaccompanied servants' quarters. The room wasn't ready, but it could be fixed later. I chained her to one of the posts. I kissed her gently and told her I would be back soon. I don't think she heard me, but it felt wrong not to say anything. After that night, everyone thought Amelia and the unsavory bloke had run off together. I didn't say anything. I knew she was safe with me. It wasn't any of their business. When she died, I wasn't ready to put things right. It had taken me several weeks to build up the courage. That had been the end of last summer. There had been a lot of work for me to do. Digging the hole in the cellar had been the hardest part. That's where Amelia was now with all her things. I hated to leave her there in the damp cold, but there wasn't another choice. I moved the new mattress into place, swept and mopped once more, and polished the chains that were now anchored to a metal circle set into the floor. The only thing... What? What? I don't know where your phone is. We can't ring your phone. Your phone doesn't have a phone number. Okay. The only thing I left of Amelia's were the books she had loved to read. They might be useful, and maybe if I came up here in the future, they would help me remember the beautiful times we had together. I smiled to myself, thinking of the other man. He could never get to her now. He was in the swamp, most likely food for the crocs or cavemen. Some said that he had been engaged to her. Only I knew the truth. I never told her. I didn't want her to worry her pretty little head about it. All she needed to know was that I would take care of her, and I had her best interest at heart. The doorbell startled me from my reveries. I bounded down the 4 flights of stairs to see Vanessa waiting with a basket of bread. "Good morning," I said. Vanessa had a beautiful white smile with honey brown skin. "Are you all right?" she asked. "Yes," I nodded. "Just cleaning the attic brings back memories for me," I said, wiping my eyes. Vanessa took my hand and led me to the couch, gently smoothing my hair and planting soft kisses on my face. I feel calm. I'm glad the attic is ready for use again. Damn, that took a turn. So, yes, Spencer, what do you need? I don't know where your phone is. It's probably on the couch. Why don't you move some of the toys and stuff off the couch?
No, not the couch.
Oh my goodness me, boy. All right. So a part that, oh my God, both kids. Yes, sweetie. Nice. Very lovely. All right.
So there are a couple of like little typos that I realized when you're...
Yeah, there was commas and stuff like that. So his voice a little higher, whereas that's enough, mother.
Mm-hmm.
If it's higher to me made me think I should have gone, "That is enough, mother." Like he went high pitched. Maybe louder there, if you meant.
No, I meant his voice went higher. So the way that you read it, like
that's the downside of reading it, is that I read what is said before the tone is imposed. So,
okay.
So
maybe I should switch that around and put my voice came out higher than I expected. That is enough, mother.
Yeah, I mean, when you're reading it by yourself, that's fine. And if a narrator is reading it, they would have pre-read this. I'm reading it cold, so. What else do we have? There was, it seemed like a big jump, because I felt like they went to they stopped by the lemonade before going outside. Hold on. Okay. Offered Amelia my arm. I offered her a glass and told her she looked parched. It was already clear that I knew what was best for her. At that point, in my mind, they hadn't gone outside yet.
Okay, yeah.
And so I need them to go, we went on outside, or or maybe they had the drink outside and stuff. Because all of a sudden I'm like, he hit her? And it was a big jump for me. Other than that, I don't think there's much of a change or whatever. But what we have here is I led her through the back garden, watched her take a sip. And then that actually is kind of nice because when we take a sip of a drink, we're usually looking down at the drink, so of course she wouldn't see the below. Though it baffles. Of course, we have a demented guy, but I'm like, she's so beautiful, and he hit her in the face. Like, that's the moneymaker. Like, he just went for it. So,
I was kind of thinking he hit her like in the back of the head, like almost like on her neck, and
okay. I like that Jesse was like right ahead. All right.
So what was funny for me is I got to where did I write to? I think I wrote to the part where it was after like the she pronounced it foyer and the crystal chandelier that hung. Like I wrote till at the end of that paragraph, and then I stopped and I wrote just cleaning the attic brings back memories for me, and I wrote to the end. And then I went back and I wrote the middle part because as I was writing, I was like, oh, I know how this ends.
Oh, here's some good points. So the story starts so differently how it ends. And then brought up, does the mother stay relevant? I mean, that's a good point. Like, does she ever go to the attic? Do they share a house together, the son and mother?
So that's why I put that, like, there's servants' quarters, but they're empty. So the main character lives alone in this huge house. His mother insists on throwing the Christmas party there.
At his house. Okay.
At his house. And this has taken place over about a year.
Yeah. The mom started as a villain for me. Yeah, I agree, Justieva. Like, that's who I thought was happening here. Like, a forbidden love, maybe. No. Everything. And I'm assuming what happened was Amelia became like Stockholm syndrome situation.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Then the narrator is unreliable, and I kind of imply that Amelia never gets a say.
Yeah.
And she like, you know, it didn't feel right for me to leave without saying something. That she's never able to consent, and the reason that she goes with him is because she was already in maybe an uncomfortable situation.
One of those where you think somebody's your savior, and they're actually like out of the pot into the fryer. So here's a good point. Jessica was talking about kind of love the swamp from Bad Mama, the swap from Bad Mama to never mind, mommy issues. And it made me think maybe somewhere in here, like when we're introduced to the mother, maybe have the mother, because you only talk about olive skin, maybe the mother has olive skin.
Ooh, yeah, that would be a good to like kind of clarify that, yes, this is mommy issues.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a role reversal where he never really feels like he can tell his mom to like stuff it, but he's super domineering and controlling in all of his relationships, and the relationships are one-sided because he never gives anyone the opportunity to actually love him.
Yeah. Bates Motel vibes.
I've never seen Bates Motel vibes, but I've heard vibes. I've never seen Bates Motel, but I like,
or Psycho. I mean,
yeah. Also the American Horror Story Freak Show season.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking when I pictured him, but instead of calling her my mother, calling her mother would help show him as a sort of strong personality versus a weaker, meeker version he came across as at first. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of wanted his mother to come across very domineering so that he seems timid with her. I feel like it makes it more surprising that he actually has a more dominant side.
Yeah, like with his mother, it's meek, but with these girls, it's
Mm-hmm.
in charge. But yeah, like it works and
The only
everything.
other, yeah, I think it needs like some polishing in some
Yeah,
areas.
the part that I'm confused on is so Vanessa
Mm-hmm.
gently smooths his hair and placing soft kisses on his face, and he's getting set for the next one. Well, why is Vanessa able to get close enough to kiss him
So that was
and
one thing
be
I do need to clarify. I don't know exactly how to do this part, but I guess it would be. I almost need another POV for that because I want all the women to come across as being into it from his perspective.
what if instead of giving kisses, what if the whole reason Vanessa showed up
Mm-hmm.
is she's delivering flowers because his mother's passed away now.
Ooh.
And so it's like doing the normal homage thing, and she like, and all they just sit on the couch together, and she places her hand on his, and he's like feels the lightning
I
and
love that so much, but yes. That covers it. So it's not like it's so subtle that he's misconstrued it completely, but everyone else, any normal person would understand that she's just like this is what you do. You go visit someone, you take them flowers, you like pat their hand, there's a there, and then
yeah,
he's like, she's the new love of my life. I'm going to
yep,
drag her to my attic and she'll die under mysterious circumstances.
hey old grumpy mama.
Yeah.
Oh, her cheek kiss or forehead kiss if there's going to be a kiss, but depending
Yeah,
on the society.
yeah.
You need to wash your clothes. Okay.
I think there needs to be a little bit more dialogue there and making that clear.
You got the space. I mean, technically, you have until 1,500 words, because that is a flash fiction by some groups. I'm still trying to stay under 1,000 just because that's how I started this whole process. So I'm
Same.
like, well, I started this way. I kind of need to stay this way. But being at 800, you still have some room to play with here.
Yeah, I could definitely. Ooh, no, you can't.
Hi, Dobby. Get that forearm workout.
I don't even
So.
know how he did that because the back of my chair is like blocking this. So he's like, I feel calm can become a longer sentence that tells the character more about his motives and twisted reality. Solid bones. Thank you.
Yes.
Yay. That makes me happy. But yeah,
Yep.
I definitely
that I feel calm be like the electricity between us like excites me and settles me at the same time or something like that.
Yeah. Because he's been alone since Amelia died, so
and now he's more alone because his mother's died, but that's more of a I want to be alone from her.
Yeah. Oh, and maybe I can also add a little note about just came in time.
Hey, Robert.
Kitty. Hi. And yeah,
you're used Kitty's always there. It's either Kitty or Spencer.
Yeah, they tag team it.
Yep. They coordinate this thing. It's ridiculous. Oh, I like that. She reminds me of Amelia. I kind of wish actually each one stands alone. I don't want them to.
Or maybe instead of she reminds me of Amelia, I wonder if she's like Amelia. Or I wonder if she'll like Amelia's books or something like that shows that.
Actually, no, don't even ask about. We've already talked about the books. What if he says, "Do you like to read?"
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that, like, because we've already talked about Amelia's books and how he kept them and everything. And then he's asking her, and like, "Do you like to read?" Like, he's making small talk, but it's really like, I got an entire library.
Ooh, Amelia would approve. I love it because we already know like Amelia don't care. She never did care.
Yeah.
So to make him feel like he's seeking that,
like Amelia would want me to move on and type stuff. Yeah.
Amelia won't be so lonely. These are so good.
I love developmental like Spitfire brainstorm. It's
yes,
so fun.
yes. And you know the thing I do want to add a little part where he he's thinking about his mother, and there's like a little bit of approval seeking of his mother, but also liking that the women he chooses, his mother would also dislikes. Like he wants her to like them, but he knows that she would never like them.
What if Vanessa is of higher status than Amelia, and
Mhm.
he goes mother would have maybe didn't approve of Amelia, but she would have approved of Vanessa because at this point she's passed away.
Yeah. I like it.
We got a plan.
Yes. I'm gonna like go back and like rewatch this while I like. Okay, let me read your story.
All right, I'll scroll it on the screen as you read.
The teal pendant shined bright on her neck. The historic themed extravaganza was a great opportunity for her to wear her mother's ball gown. The men ogled her, almost loosening her corset with their eyes. Their imaginations may have been cajoled when she turned her back to them, but at least she didn't see which one of them whistled as she got her lemonade. You seem to make every man here zealous, Gertrude said. A zealot, Gertrude said, as she stood next to the young woman who seemed annoyed at every sound. I wish I knew the factor that captivated them so I may rid myself of it, the woman said under her breath. Gertrude snorted but covered her mouth. She looked around her to see if everyone heard, but met the lovely teal eyes of the woman she had just befriended. Grandma Gertie, what is this? Little Quincy held up a dusty and dull teal necklace. Grandma Gertie smiled as she stepped away from the side of the attic. She was organizing and sat in a stool next to her grandson. Wow, I haven't seen that in years. Quincy slid the pendant to Gertie's lap. Gertrude picked it up, remembering the watershed moment of her life. This was Grandma Esther's necklace that she wore the night we met. Then you got married? Quincy asked. Gertie let out a pained laugh. No, dear, that came many years later. But we were connected from that night onward, Gertie said. Ooh, I like that. That's really sweet.
There you go.
Attic the word? Yes, attic was one of the words. Zealot.
Attic wasn't. It was part. Okay, so Chandra likes to use the prompt as like an entire set of words, whereas I may use it as part of the setting or something. Like in this case, it was talking about being in an attic, so yeah, it just happened to be part of it.
As far as using the word, zealot and zealous are two different.
The root is the same, and that's the only reason I was gonna go with it. Because a zealot has zealous.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
there. That would be the only thing that I would say as far as.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to try to keep it as zealous, but the way it works right now in the story, I have it as zealot, but I could change it and then change it to, like she makes every man zealous, which almost sounds like jealous.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because it still retains the root of zeal.
Yeah.
But more, I mean, that's also, like, just as I was reading it, that's where I expected it to go instead of zealot. But let me see. Yeah.
I could say zealous with lust.
Zealous for you, maybe.
Okay, there we go.
And I'll just add a little.
Okay, I see the hyphen. Yeah.
Let me see what else. Sat on. Um, there was a little bit of a jump, but I also am recognizing that you had 15 minutes to write this. So I think one place you could fill it out is, yeah. I wish I knew the factor that captivated them, so I may rid myself, the woman said under her breath. We go from the teal eyes of the woman she had just befriended. And then it goes straight to Grandma Gertie. I was a little bit confused.
There was a dash, or a divider line
Mm-hmm.
in my Word document that didn't carry over here.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So what I will do.
There we go. That works.
Yeah, I think that breaks it up. Also, I'm just a big fan of tildes, so that's why I use them. I know
It's
people
pretty.
use stars or that. Yes, I think it's pretty. I also
It's like a fancy
tilde.
transition versus like.
I like zealot. It's a strong word.
Yeah, true. Really, I mean,
either way, I think the only reason that I was picking on that is because we are using the words, but like you said, as you're editing this, you can take out the words that were like in our 10 words. We don't have to stick with that. That's the only reason I was picking at it.
Yeah. Other times where you had a prompt and I was like, hey, the prompt was this. Oh, it was when we were talking about, it was a film situation and you were filming in the garage. And I was like, and then it became clear what the scenario was. So it fit the prompt.
There's ample space to fill it out. I think connecting the two scenes in a different way may help. An event, perhaps, maybe Esther enters the room at the end also to answer the question. Instead of Grandma Gertie, what is that? Start with the necklace, maybe. The same teal necklace was dusty and aged as little Quincy held it up. Grandma, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I would like a name, an introduction of the woman that Grandma Gertie meets. And there was, so teal was in here a lot.
Yeah.
I maybe instead of saying her eyes were teal, say her eyes matched the pendant around her neck, or the pendant around her neck brought out the color of her eyes, or something like that. So you can convey the same information without having to say teal again. And I don't know if this is intentional or not. So this is just my personal being noted. I'd like to see more of the relationship between Grandma Gertie and her wife. And I also have questions about how that was pulled off. And how they were able to be together. Also, a little bit more of the timing of this.
Yeah. Well, and I imagined like early 1900s. And then what I imagined that like they didn't get married till years later is they kind of both went on to have families, or at least Esther did.
So one thing I know was kind of, I don't know. I think this was more common than maybe people talk about it. And I think it falls into the category of, and they were very good friends, where like two widows, pool their income so they can like live more comfortably, and they retire together after both of their husbands have tragically passed. And so it's kind of giving that vibe, but I'd also like to hear a little bit of maybe a hint of that. Although she had really respected her husband, Albert, it was nice for her to be able to, go and live with her friend, or, however it's posed. I kind of like that. Although I will say there was a couple, I believe they were in Maine, where one of them was a writer, one of them was a school teacher or something like that. And they lived together, and their community knew that they were a couple, and the community just left them alone and was just like, they're not hurting anybody. So that also did happen, historically speaking, at different times.
Yeah.
But the historically themed extravaganza made me thing. I mean, I know it says historically themed, but it made me kind of unsure about what the time period was.
I like what Just Eva said. No, that was when we were just very good friends. We weren't allowed to love each other yet.
I like that.
I like that because
Yeah.
I do want this, like, eventually they can love, because obviously Quincy's like, oh, y'all got married then, you know, and like that's what he knows. Y'all love each other.
Yeah. I like what Robert said as well. We should always see something first. I think that does, like, it gives us a clear subject and we know what we're talking about. But although dialogue is visible, it becomes a choice here whether the dialogue or the necklace would be a stronger start.
And then, yeah, definitely sing it first. So that's something I can change. Oh, easily put the year at the top of each scene. Yeah, there you go. That'd be a solution.
Yeah, and that would break it up instead of having the utilities and stuff there.
Today.
I'm asking if we got the case where it could hold the pen.
No, we did not.
Love differently, so the details about their already loving each other still comes through for adults, I think. Yeah, I like it, and I definitely want not just the sadness of loss and like they're reminiscing. That's like a beautiful memory, but a little bit of what she remembers. And maybe like a little confidence between them.
What if I pull this? I start the story with little Quincy like gripping the old necklace and everything. And he says, Grandma, leaves out Gertie. Yeah, Grandma, where's this from? She goes, oh, I remember this necklace. Go into the flashback where we get Gertrude and Esther. And then you find out, because this time you think it's Esther the whole time because Grandma has the necklace. Then we come back to the present, and then we find out, oh no, it's Gertrude, the one without the necklace, is remembering, and Esther, it was her love.
Yes, 100% yes, unequivocally yes.
Yeah,
I like that because that still leaves questions, even with all the clarification around the relationship and the readers would expect a man. Yes,
actually, when I was reading your story, I was thinking in my head, I was like, did we do the same thing again? Because the beginning part is like, oh, the men are oogling this one girl, like everyone loves her and stuff like that. And then, but then in my case, it turns out, no, it's a lifelong friendship that becomes love, or is love, but can't be shown love until much later in life. So,
yeah, I like it. I also like that you can leave that bit of mystery in the story while
I always like to have a mystery and like I call it the wow moment at the end of a story. Like your wow moment is, oh, he's psycho. My wow moment is going to be like, oh, it's the love between two women. It's not a man. Like it's a yeah.
I like that yours is like, it's love, and I'm like, ooh, I get to kill someone.
Well, and that's the thing. I also, with yours, I want to know what Amelia died of, and everything. Like, is this a time where there's like smallpox and stuff, or influenza, or whatever?
So I have an idea about that, but it is so incredibly dark.
We don't judge you, sweetie. You're in light company.
My thing was going to be that she died in childbirth, is what I was thinking, because he can't bring anyone into help.
Yeah, and so does he want a child? Does he mourn?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he really cares.
Okay,
it's not. For him, that was more of a problem.
Isn't that the last one?
Takes Amelia away from him.
No, I already had one. Throw away the box then.
That's part of his problem, right? He can't share the person that he cares about with anyone.
Yeah. After lunch, go play.
From Eva, from my story, we were talking about what Amelia died from.
Yeah. Sorry, we backtracked.
Yeah, we were jumping back and forth about what Natalie was wondering about. So I didn't know if I should include that in the story.
Yeah, because right now you say it's been a year since Amelia died and everything. And
No.
well, if you want it to go even darker, trigger warning, infanticide, because he doesn't care so much. Like,
so well, I was kind of thinking that the baby was more like breech, and if you don't have help.
okay.
So
That I was just saying if you wanted to go a little darker.
yeah.
Where he
and
but
that's
then that's like him being completely twisted. There's no, like, at least now you're like, okay, just misguided love. Then you go, like, you throw an infanticide, it's like, oh no, kill the guy. Like, that would make you, any reader, completely utterly hate him.
And see, that's kind of what I was thinking, but I was also thinking, is this the first time? How long has he lived in the house? And he already seems to have a pretty clear plan about digging the hole in the cellar. Is this the first time he's done that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning towards no, but to what extent?
And if you expand this further, and
Mm-hmm.
it actually becomes a short story. So the cellar scene could be dragged out, where she has her own plot and everything, and she's not alone. But then he talks about the other ones as he walks to hers.
Ooh, maybe like a little hint that he's running out of space.
Oh my gosh, Eva, you did go dark. Maybe he had a sister.
I feel very seen right now.
Oh yeah, I told you you're in light company. We will go dark if we, like, what if the mother had that's another twist.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. So the mother, we were talking about the mother having olive skin, but what if the sister had olive skin? She died of influenza, and he loved his sister, and so that's why he goes after these women. It actually is for his sister that he still misses.
Mm-hmm. And Eva, yes, the mother does know more than we think. I do like that. Ooh.
What the mother wants.
But the mother is dead now.
If we go that route,
that's true. It is.
We could have Vanessa, like, maybe it could be a dropping off from the bakery, and Vanessa's like, hey, I just started and everything, let me introduce myself, I'm the new.
Mm-hmm. What if instead of that, what if his mother knew that he'd been kind of looking at Vanessa and ordered flowers and had them sent to his house?
Yeah, no. I kind of want it to be their first meeting and everything, because it kind of happened with Amelia, and to show how quick he is to go, oh, love. So the mother got flowers, and then she said, and so when Vanessa comes in and goes, yeah, your mother got flowers from us, and then she decided you really need flowers to spruce up your place, and so she sent me with these bouquets to set in your foyer and stuff, like, kind of saying the same stuff. And that's, so it's the mother sent her.
Well, these comments, would it matter how insane is this guy? You're right. It wouldn't. Maybe first RIP baby was a boy. What if the mother was just ill? That's a good option. I also just had this idea from what y'all were saying. What if his mother, like, catches him, finds out that Amelia is still there? So this is the first time she knows about it.
Yeah.
He's been doing this for a while, but now he's found out that Amelia is there, like, while Amelia is still alive. And it's the first time she's ever proud of her son. And she, like, expresses that to him.
So just even pointed to this.
I'm a little lost.
Private cemeteries.
on the period, but
Period.
if I'm thinking my grandparents' time, people didn't even need to bury bodies in basements. Many of them had small private cemeteries out back. That is
Yeah.
true. I guess what I was thinking though is even if you had something in a private cemetery, getting the body out there without people noticing. But also, this is Louisiana, big kind of plantation style.
Well, Louisiana, after at a certain point, I'm trying to remember where, a certain point in time, Louisiana banned burying bodies. You had to have crypts above ground.
Oh, that's true. That's true because of the water table.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's true. True. I'm like, y'all are fantastic. Dad can be buried out in the
Teamwork.
and they have flowers. Maybe he chops them up into pots. Too dark, too much detail. No, honestly, Eva, I have another story that's like old that my brother was like, you can't write that. That's terrible.
Too dark.
And I think I'm gonna bring it back, but you can. I don't think
We're
you
inspired.
can get too dark for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm loving this, but we should also do
Prompt number 2.
prompt number 2 because we've got about 50 minutes before I have to.
Yeah.
Y'all are fun.
Okay. So let me get the banner. Okay. Prompt number 2. Oh, and I'll stop sharing my screen so that we can get the timer. Prompt number 2, a hostage situation. Words to include. Hey, you could write from someone else's perspective now if you wish. That could be your challenge.
Yeah.
Write from Amelia's perspective.
Yes.
Or carry it on and go into Vanessa's perspective. Or go back and it's the sister and everything.
It's gonna lighten up a bit.
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay. Words to include. Hawaiian. Growl. Kazoo. Yeah, because we always do that in a hostage situation. Pledge. Licorice. Karate. Lapel. Plug. Terracotta. And tickle. God, were those the right words? It's funny when I read the words that I wrote down because then I'm like, I don't remember writing those words down. Did I just go numb? Hawaiian, growl, kazoo, pledge, licorice, karate, lapel, plug, terracotta, trickle, not tickle, trickle. Wow. All right.
Also, as a sidebar, if you liked that timer, don't forget to go to Laura's Nettles channel and give it a thumbs up. Laura's put out a bunch of new Halloween timers, and I can't say enough good things about them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
just Eva said, whoever writes these words down, kazoo?
right?
Like now we just got to make the person who's holding someone hostage just a little bit crazy to explain why the hell a kazoo is in here.
Oh, thanks for coming by, Robert, and thank you for all your feedback and suggestions. Love that. It was very helpful. We had time to hang around for this, but grocery shopping day. But I'll be back for future posts. Yay! Thank you so much. And we love the feedback and like the constructing stuff.
That's the whole reason why we share the stories on screen now, because I know it's easier on chat to be a part here.
Yeah, 100%. Okie doke. I have another timer ready. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it.
Yep.
We will begin. Oh, maybe I should share it or something.
Hey, this is my October.
Oh, it's adorable.
I got this from the Secret Santa last year, and so they gave me yoga kitties.
That's so cute.
I don't have a cat, but I will live vicariously through my calendar.
Oh, that's so good to hear, Eva. Eva says that's way easier when we share it on screen. So as I get further away, I can catch up without having to listen. Much easier to rejoin the conversation. That's good.
Especially if we keep it on screen while we're talking. That's why when we switch back over to your story, I tried to get to your story so that way mine wasn't on screen. And then chat, feel free to ask us to scroll or anything.
Yeah.
When we're going over. But all right, let's get started.
All right, we will begin in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. That was fun.
Yep. I was actually done early, so I went back and read a little bit, read over, fine tune it. But I'm proud of my choice. Like once this came up, I was like, I know what I'm gonna do.
I made some decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Challenge successful.
Nice.
And yeah. Oh, we should hurry because I didn't realize what time it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to paste mine in real quick. Where's my Word doc? I'll open. There we go. I had fun with mine. Luckily, mine's quick. It's only 281 words. Okay. All right. Did you want to read mine first, real quick?
Yeah.
And then I'll read yours. All
A
right.
trickle-
Oh, I gotta share the screen.
Oh, yep.
Okay, Ducky. Because you said yep.
Wait, I don't know what that's from.
Littlefoot. The great. God, what was it called? Littlefoot, Ducky, Sarah, Spike. They were dinosaurs.
A Land Before Time.
Yes.
Okay, I've never actually seen that, but I like no. That's funny.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
here we go. A trickle of tears fell down the girl's face as she sat trapped. She made a pledge she wouldn't budge. She would not give in to her captor's wishes. One class of karate was not enough to give her the confidence to break the terracotta plant on the table, let alone fight back. Her prisoners walked around, one in a Hawaiian shirt, leaning against the wall as the other cleaned their dinner trash. A growl rumbled her stomach, giving away her hand. If she still had her kazoo in her pocket, she could maybe cover the sound. Still, she was tied to the chair by their words, much like a phone can't move after being plugged into the wall. Her jailers knew she was hungry. They made sure to talk about how good everything was as they finished their dinner. Her lips remained pursed until she was able to sneak some licorice into her mouth. That was hidden in her lapel any time they looked away. Her lips remained pursed until she was able to sneak some licorice into her mouth that was hidden in her lapel any time they looked away. Her secret lifeline kept her strong in these dire times. Glancing at the clock, she knew she would last longer than they would. As the clock neared 9, long after the sun had set, the pair stood over the girl. She kept her chin up and shoulders back, waiting to see who would break first. The woman's shoulders dropped as she sighed. Okay, Melanie, you don't have to eat your broccoli. Go ahead and get ready for bed. Melanie leaped from her chair with a wide grin on her face as she skipped away to her bedroom. You can have it for breakfast, Melanie's father called out behind her. Melanie's skip turned into a death march. I had a suspicion, but I love that. I love that. I love how
every kid has gone through that where you're sitting at the table going, I'm not gonna eat it.
I did that once and my mom was at work when I did it. I sat at the table the whole time from dinner or from lunch till I think it was like 5:30 when my mom got home from work. Like my dad wasn't even in the room. He just told me don't leave the table till you finish your food, and I didn't leave the table. And I just sat there. My mom came home from work, and she was like, "Give me a hug." And I was like, "I can't. I have to sit at the table till I finish my food, and I'm not gonna finish my food." My mom was like, "You've been sitting here since lunch?" And I was like, "Yes." And she was like,
Stubborn.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I had a grape soda for dinner that night. So
Mom felt super bad.
oh, she was mad. She was so mad that I'd sat there from
Yeah.
lunch until she got home from work and did not move. So I relate to this story hardcore. I honestly can't even say there's anything I would change about it.
Yeah, I mean, just small things.
Yeah.
I would say, like, I noticed words and
Yeah.
everything. The hardest part for me was I kept on saying captors, and I was like, come on, use the synonyms. We can't say captors every time.
Yeah. I mean, that's an editing thing. But as far
Yeah.
as like structurally and the foundation of the story, I'm like that's so clever, and I love that you take it in a positive direction instead of like making it super.
I feel like the giveaway point was maybe the kazoo, though. Then you also think, oh, it's a little girl. She probably doesn't think clearly.
Well, it made it sound like she was like out playing and got kidnapped while she was playing.
Yeah,
So.
and maybe when she said I was held by their words to the chair, maybe that could have been a giveaway point, but that could have threatened her life.
Well, that just made me think that she'd been really intimidated to the point where she was like, "I can't move. They told me not to move, even though I'm not tied to the chair. They will do something bad if I move."
Yeah.
So I think it still works.
It works. All right, I'm gonna read your story now. While we have semi time. Yeah. Okay, we got 10 minutes. Sweet. All right. Mommy always seems so. Okay, yeah, that's the start. Mommy's always seems so tense when cousin is around. I think today is my fault though. I keep playing my kazoo. Sorry, I'm bringing my mic closer. I keep playing my kazoo. Cousin said this one is special because it is Hawaiian. He tells me not to worry about Mommy, that she will be all right and I shouldn't have to deal with her temper. He buys me lots of presents to try to make it up to me, but sometimes I still feel sad. He lets me have the run of the house. We play together a lot too. Sometimes he gets down on all fours and will growl at me like he's a bear or a lion. I run screaming and laughing. I pretend I don't want him to catch me, but I know that when he does, he will tickle me. Then we'll both laugh. I like it when he laughs. I like making him happy. He's usually happy, even when he goes to visit Mommy and she is mean to him. I know he really tries. She is always tense and angry, and he is always kind. Sometimes he gets a little mad when grandmother comes over. He gets very quiet then too. I do too. She doesn't like it when we play on the floor. I guess one time when cousin tickled me, I laughed so hard I peed my pants. It was just a trickle, but grandmother said it was undignified. Cousin said, he's only 4, and these things are bound to happen. He made me pledge that I wouldn't do anything fun when grandmother was here. Pledge is a thing that grown-ups do. Cousin told me that. He said I'm still little enough to play how I like, but that he knows I'm big enough to make a big promise. He said I already do that with Mommy. Since she's sick, people outside her family can't know about her. I am good. I don't tell our secret. Grandmother brings me licorice candies. I don't like them. Cousin doesn't either. One time she hit me because I spit the candy out. He showed me how to hold them in my mouth so I could spit them out later, the same way he does. This way grandmother won't get mad. When she asks me why my cheeks are all puffed out like a chipmunk, I tell her I'm savoring the candy. She likes that. Savoring is a big word that means eating something slowly so that you can enjoy it for a long time. That's what cousin told me. I see grandmother coming up the front steps before she can see me playing karate in the parlor. I only just remembered that I broke the terracotta flower plant she bought for cousin. She got it in Mexico when she was traveling. Cousin said it was vulgar and didn't suit, but grandmother made him keep it. I run upstairs. There are a lot of stairs. The house is so big. Mommy is upstairs with cousin. She's being angry. She is being angry. She is complaining about the bathroom that cousin built. She says the sink has a plug. I don't know what that means. She says that she can't live like this in a hostage situation. She says it's unbecoming. She sees me peeking through the door. Her face goes pale. Cousin says that if she doesn't behave, you won't be able to see our son anymore. I don't understand. She is my mommy. I am her son. Cousin looks around and sees me. He smiles. It's all right, he says. Mommy isn't feeling good. He picks me up and closes the door behind us. Grandmother's here, I say. I crane my neck to look over his shoulder back toward the closed door. I can hear Mommy crying. She does that because she is sick. When we get downstairs, Cousin sets me down on the floor and straightens my lapel. Then he leads me to a big room with the chandelier and big staircase. Grandmother smiles. Henry, there you are. And how is my favorite grandson? She asks. I smile really big because I know I am her only grandson. Who? Is Henry the same Henry from the first story?
Maybe.
Possibly. Okay, now I'm like scrolling around. Okay. Nice. That definitely gets like a tone and everything. I still wonder how it's set up, and it bugs me, the cousin, but it's also dad, because the cousin said our son.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that kind of also sets a time period a little bit, because there was a time where cousin is not a problem, but I just wonder why they don't want to be called dad.
So I was thinking about it from the perspective of, he's a kid, he's got the run of the house. How do people come by and not notice? Like, who are you married to? When did you have a kid? So to the public, he presents him as his young cousin.
Wait. So okay, here's something. Idea is, if they're close in age and everything, then that obviously shows that mom is maybe a little bit of a pedophile.
No.
Okay.
So cousin is an adult. He's a grown-up. He's the Henry from the first story. This is his child, and I'm thinking mommy is probably Vanessa.
Oh, I was thinking this was like origin story of Henry. Okay, so maybe
yes, Eva, Henry is becoming a series.
Yes. What if okay, then we need some combination here. Either when grandmother comes around, she says something, but it's odd because so you kind of set Henry up in the first series, or at least when we were talking in the first story, as like he doesn't care, he doesn't want kids or whatever. He has love. So why is it now? So what changed and stuff? So there might need to be a second story in there.
I agree.
And everything. So yes, Henry is becoming a series. Then if there's a second story, and then and maybe even a correlation when grandma comes in, give her something that Henry's mother did in the first story, like, or a look or something that she always wears or something, whatever the case may be. We need to have that correlation and common thread.
Full short story collection. That would be fun.
Yeah. Very twisted.
Uh-oh. Good morning, everyone. I turned up you guys on 2 hours ago to write with you, and just now actually woke up. It do be like that sometimes. By the way, Tiffany, I like your profile picture.
I love that profile picture.
Yeah, I think that's super, super cute. So yeah, I definitely want to play with this more. I like this story. I like this series. I definitely want to show that. I think the intention here is to show just how conniving Henry is, where he's found another way that he can manipulate Vanessa, especially after, at this point, we realize, and he has to know. Years. Yeah, it's been years, and he has to know that Vanessa doesn't care about him.
Yeah.
and it's become inescapably clear. So this is now.
But
a way
he
that can-
uses the sun
it,
as
Yeah.
as leverage and stuff. So yeah, I could see this going multiple ways. Either way.
Yeah.
Okay. Chat, to give y'all a heads up, next week it will be on Chandra's channel. I will not be on. My parents are in town, so I try to be nice and not live stream when family's here. Family other than the people I live with. And
DM me on Instagram if you would like to be on that stream next week. So
yes,
do
you will
that.
still get 2 prompts from the book. I'm gonna send it to Chandra and everything. And then y'all can set up your own rules and such. Yeah, it'll work. And we'll go from there. Yeah, it is really sad for the son. I mean, you could have this, like, what happens to the son? Does he break the cycle, or does he get a little bit of the fever that dad has?
Ooh,
and
so
stuff.
this is a quick. Ooh, I gotta go. I have thoughts on that. We will touch on this maybe
All
next
right.
week.
Chat, thanks for coming. See y'all next week. And we're going to end the broadcast once I find my mouse. Okay, found it. Bye, dears.
Bye.